Welcome to Fast Math Solutions on Maths with EJD. In this video, I'll be taking another question on function transformation, where we are to find f of x if x plus 2 over x minus 2 is equal to 1 over 2 minus x. Okay? And of course, the way to go is to substitute this whole expression with something else. Say, let p, or let's say q this time, let q be equal to x plus 2 over x minus 2. So once you make this transformation, of course, this is going to be f of q equals something, which we don't know yet. So, but the way to do that is, you have 1 over 2 minus x here. So it simply means that you need an expression for x. So that's the next thing to do. So since q is x plus 2 over x minus 2, that's from here now. So you need f of q to be equal to something in terms of q again. That means if you can find x, you can substitute that x in terms of q, and then you get what you need to get. And that's exactly where we're going to. So the next thing we can do is to cross multiply such that we have q into x minus 2 equals 1 into x plus 2. And that means we have qx minus 2q equals x plus 2. And we want to make x the subject, right? So we have qx minus x. So we transfer this x here. So qx minus x equals 2q plus 2. That's you transferring minus 2q here to become 2q. So you have x into q minus 1 equals 2 into q plus 1. So that x itself, so x will now be 2 into q plus 1 all over q minus 1. And that goes. So now that you have x like this, so the next thing is, of course, now you have this whole thing to be q. This whole expression is q. So you can say, therefore, f of q, which is equal to 1 over 2 minus x, okay? F of q now is 1 over 2 minus x, and you already have x to be 2 into q plus 1 all over q minus 1. I mean, don't forget, this is still the same thing as 2q plus 2 all over q minus 1. I think this is a better form to substitute here. So f of q now is equal to 1 over 2 minus x. X is 2q plus 2 all over q minus 1, like that. So we can go ahead and evaluate. So f of q is 1 over 2 over 1, if you like, minus 2q plus 2 all over q minus 1. So that means f of q is equal to 1 over, the LCM down here is actually q minus 1, okay? So 1 in q minus 1 is q minus 1, then times 2. So you have 2 into q minus 1 minus q minus 1 goes in q minus 1. That's 1 time into 2q plus 2. So that f of q is equal to 1 all over 2q minus 2, all right, minus 2q minus 2 again, all over q minus 1. So, this is the same thing as f of q equals 1 over 2q cancels 2q. Then you have 1 over minus 4 over q minus 1. So that's like saying f of q equals 1 divided by minus 4 over q minus 1. So that f of q is equal to 1 times q minus 1 all over minus 4. Okay. All right. So we have f of q now to be equal to q minus 1 all over minus 4. But then you understand that we can transform the upper part still. You can factorize minus out. So if you have minus, so if you take minus out, right, that's automatically going to be 1 minus q. Okay. So, minus 1, minus and minus is plus q. So q minus 1 is the same thing as minus into 1 minus q all over minus 4. So the minus cancels out, and you have f of q equals 1 minus q over 4. Okay. So that simply means that f of q is equal to 1 over 4 into 1 minus q. Of course, that can also be 1 over 4 minus 1 over 4 q, like this. So anyhow you like it, well, I'm going to leave it like this. So you can say, therefore, f of q is equal to 1 over 4 into 1 minus q. And that simply implies that f of x is equal to 1 over 4 into 1 minus x. So that is what we are told to find. Find f of x given that expression. So that is what we have for that. Okay. So we've come to the end of that video with that. And it's really sweet once you know the right moves to make. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, be sure to do that. And of course, hit the notification bell so you can always get alerted when a new video is released. And don't forget also to always comment, like, and share. Until I see you again, bye.